So I used the cheapest OnePlus phone in India, the OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite. Now for a change, I would say I like this phone, and before you would be like, what? Why? Pratik, this phone is a rebrand of Realme 9 Pro. How can you? Well, we'll talk about that. Stay till the end. I've used the OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite for 10 days now, and here's what I liked, what I found meh, what I didn't like. Now, of course, no one likes a plastic built phone, but look at the phone. Like, for a change, I think I like this OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite design. These lines on the back looks different and nice to me. You get a plastic bag, a plastic frame, but you do get a headphone jack. You get a case in the box, you get the 33-watt charger, USB-A to Type-C cable, everything in the box. And most of the time I was using the phone with a case, and I found this series as premium as the normal CE series. Now, surprisingly, what impressed me is the camera. Like the other day, I went to my favorite place in Delhi just for the calm vibe. If you ever visit Delhi, you can try it out. And it has only one useful 64 megapixel sensor, and I took photos 1x and even zoomed into 2x, and in good daylight conditions, the colors, contrast, everything looked good. Even the 16 megapixel front selfie camera is good. The photos, as you see, come out good. The skin tone was also consistent and good. At times in indoor lights, you see this Manu photo, you have a pink cast on the skin. So this rarely happened, but only happened in portrait mode. Now, of course, it is 20,000 phone, so as light reduces and you take low light or indoor light photos, there will be noise. Now, you don't get an ultra wide angle camera, and of course, you have this 2 megapixel depth and 2 megapixel macro camera. Like, I know ultra wide angle cameras in this price range aren't that good, but it would just be better to have it for at least Instagram stories. Even the videos are limited to 1080p because Snapdragon 695 doesn't support 4K videos. But for 1080p quality, I would say the video was average. Like, there was no focusing issues and all of that. So overall, the camera was a bit above my expectations. And talking about Snapdragon 695, well, the third thing I liked in this phone is the performance of the phone. Now, you get a 6GB LPDDR4X RAM, 128GB UFS 2.2 storage on the base variant, and we have the base variant. Now, I did casual BGMI, so in terms of 40 FPS, gameplay is good, no overheating or unnecessary app crashes. So yes, for casual gaming, it's good. Even in day-to-day usage, there were minor jitters, but mostly browsing, Twitter, Instagram was fluid. However, if you are a hardcore gamer, extend your budget, there are better options. And surprisingly, I have used Nord CE2. Here's somewhere the card. The Nord CE2 Lite has better consistent gameplay than that. Now, of course, there are some not so good things about Snapdragon 695, like no YouTube HDR, no 4K video recording. That is one of the compromises of all 5G phones in this price range in 2022. But what's not compromised is the fourth thing that I liked. No ads, no bloatware. Like, see here, this is Realme 9 Pro. You see the amount of extra apps or just stock file manager on both the phones? There's an ad. So remember that fictional question we always asked each other? Like, if you have to pay 1,000 to 2,000 more to remove ads and bloatware from your phone, will you do that? Well, that question is now reality, and the phone is the OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite. And personally, I would pay that 1,000 difference. Let me know if you would. Now, what is meh? Now, this might be the most controversial section. Honestly, it's a 1080p 120Hz IPS LCD display. So probably the first OnePlus phone to come with a LCD display. Usually they have a 90Hz AMOLED. I was kind of expecting a 60Hz AMOLED maybe. So because of LCD, you have a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, which is fast and accurate in day-to-day usage. But LCD, honestly, I was fine with it. Like, hold on, let me show you. So we have two smartphones. One is AMOLED and one is LCD. Both of them are in the same price range, but you have to tell which one is AMOLED, which one is LCD.
It's quite difficult. I think both looks really good.
Yeah, this is very hard to tell.
This one has more colors, more vibrant.
This should be AMOLED.
So generally, the AMOLED display is more vibrant than LCD. Even though you don't see a black screen, but the colors are giveaway itself.
And then after 2 to 3 days, I started watching videos at night.
In low light, it's clearly visible which is AMOLED and which is LCD.
This is clearly AMOLED. Look at the darker colors compared to this one. So yeah, AMOLED it is.
Now the thing is, it's not an AMOLED display. At night or in outdoor sunlight, you will notice the difference. But the display panel quality is really good. The colors are really good. They could have added a 60Hz AMOLED, but it is what it is. And after all the good, let's talk about the one and only thing that I didn't like in this phone: software or Oxygen OS. Like, see here, you don't get an alert slider, which is fine because Not CE series didn't have an alert slider, and this is CE2 Lite. But the thing is, now how do you switch between general vibration or mute? You have to go all the way to settings to switch mute and general, or if you want vibration, you will have to enable here in the notification settings. So there's no one-stop solution in the UI to do that. Another thing, I used the official YouTube Premium, and if I swipe up, see, here's the pip window and you see the edges over here, see? And one more thing, see, if I just open 6 to 7 apps like Twitter, Instagram, camera, Chrome, YouTube in memory, and if I go back to the last app, it is reloaded. And I notice this happening quite often in day-to-day life. So RAM management and mostly UI visual things, they should be sorted out at least in the next Oxygen OS 12.1 update. I'm eagerly waiting to see how it is. Now, there are good things like no ads. Of course, you get Android 12 and you get 2 years of Android updates and 3 years of security updates with the Nord series. Now, before we get to the question whether you should buy this phone or not, well, you get 5 5G bands. And 5G, when it comes, we'll see, but 4G Plus was pretty solid and that's helpful. I checked it with both my Jio and Airtel SIM. Also, you get Google Dialer, so you get an announcement while recording calls. Also, you get 5000 mAh battery, which easily lasted like 1.5 days in medium to heavy usage. And you get 33 watt fast charging, which takes about 1 hour to go 100%. So now the question, should you buy the OnePlus Nord CE2 Lite? See, if you're a casual user, need a OnePlus phone or a phone with no bloat and ad, it's a good option actually. It starts at 19,999. Now, if you don't care about the bloat and all of that stuff, Redmi Note 10 Pro from last year around 16 to 17,000 is also a good option. And if you want better AMOLED display with 5G, Moto G82 right now at around 20,000 with offer is a good option. On that note, this is Prateek signing off. I'll see you pretty soon.